The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter is made possible by a contribution from TGIK Games.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are playing Mars 445.
This is by TGIK Games.
Yes, now this is a real-time, I'm going to slap your hand type of
pretty
game.
much.
Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be playing cards as fast as you can down to an area. The other players are going to be doing the same thing. You want to be the person who gets their card down first. And there is some hand slapping here.
There is lots of it for us.
So why don't you check it out and see how much we slap each other. Ow! Mars 445 is basically the old card game Dutch Blitz on steroids.
Essentially, yeah.
The basic idea is, Megan, why don't you go ahead and tell them?
Well, each player is a mission director racing to establish the first colony on the Red Planet. Mission directors complete to construct all the modules necessary to start a Mars settlement, sourcing as many parts internally as possible to maximize the profitability. So this is a unique deck builder game for 4 to 6 players. About 13 ages and up, it takes about 30 minutes. We play it normally quicker just because we're 2 players and we do get moving really quick in this.
Yeah, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to play cards, but we want to basically get a completed colony. So a completed colony is going to be 3 of the power modules, 2 of the science modules, 1 of the human modules, and 1 of the mechanical modules. Now, I know that that's probably not the correct name for them. That's just kind of what I'm calling them based on the thing there. So Megan is showing you the different modules here, and you'll see that they match the icons there. They have these really kind of cool names. You got Solar Power, Olympus Mons, like they're from Jamaica Mons.
They're all different named, so like all the people have different names and all, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, and then you've got Launch and you've got Surface Rover.
Launch is your most important card in this game.
Yeah, because that's how you're going to score points. You're going to score based on the cards that you're going to collect, and the score is going to be based on the value of your launch card. So in the different modules, so for instance the orange, I'll just call them by the colors.
Yeah.
The orange only goes, it launches at 3. The green launches at 4. The red launches at 6, I believe, and the blue launches at 7.
Yes.
So you want to try to get those. If you're going to get more, collect more of those. So you can see based on your colony card, you're actually going to be you're going to be trying to get 3 of these, 2 of those, then 1 of each of these. So it's probably easier to show you how it's played as opposed to kind of telling you. I kind of explained it a little bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to play through a round, and the game plays fast. It's real time. So we're going to play through the round.
We'll do the first one a little bit slower just so you can kind of get a handle on what we're doing, because it's easier to show you than just kind of tell you about it without there really being a board or anything. And then, once we go through, we'll go ahead and play at normal speed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we'll talk through the scoring, because the scoring can be a little wonky, but it's not that hard.
No.
So let's shuffle up and get ready to play. Okay, so we have our area set up. We're going to need a big space in the middle that's clear, because that's kind of our playing area. That's where we're going to build our modules. We have 3 spaces, that's called the shelf here, and then we have a deck of 15 cards, and that is called our supplies. Now you'll notice Dad is playing with the orange deck, and Megan is playing with the blue deck.
Because there's no green deck.
There is no green deck.
There's pink and yellow are the other 2 options.
And these are going to come into play when we do scoring. So we've shuffled our decks up, and what we're going to do, and like I said, Megan had suggested we're going to play this first round a little slower.
Just to walk you guys through it.
We're going to hold the deck in one hand, and we're going to take 3 cards off the top. We're going to lay them down, and then we are going to look and see if we can play the topmost card. If we can, if it's a 1 to start off, then we can put it here in the pile like Megan's got there. And then once we expose that card, then we could play the next card. Or I could play from my shelf, and I could play the
like I did.
The 2 on there. Now what I can do is I can either take the top card from my hand or my pile here, and I could play it over here, or I could flip the top card of my supplies and put it in my shelf. Now, I don't have to put it in the empty spot. I could place it on one of these other ones, but there's a caveat there. It has to be a number that is directly one less, and it has to be a different color. So I can't place this 3 on under this 6 because it's the same color, and 3 is 3 numbers away from 6. I also can't place it on this 3 because 3 is not less than that. So we keep going on here. Whenever we get to the card that says launch, and we can play that, we would play it on top of the deck, and then we would take that and put it aside, and that is how we're building our modules.
Yes,
So
your colony.
Our colony, sorry, you're right. So we're going to keep moving here at kind of a slow pace. I can take this 2 and I can play it onto my 3 there.
Yep.
Now that exposed this 1, I can play the 1, and I'm watching what Megan's doing. So she played a 1, I can play that 2, I can play that 3. The 3 is a launch. I take that and I'm just going to put it aside. Flip another card off of my supplies here. I can't play that 5 on that 6 because they're the same color. This is a real-time game, so we may be slapping hands here. Or
We don't really talk a lot either. That is something we've discovered.
and then once somebody has at least a completed colony, they can call launch, and that ends the round.
So see, I just got through my whole deck. So you just pick them all up and go ahead and restart with that 3
Yeah,
cycle.
Don't shuffle them. I can
Nope.
put that red 5 on that blue 6. Red 5, standing by.
What? I need a blue 1. I feel like that's probably on my
Green
deck here.
one. Ooh. I can't play anymore, so so see, Megan's kind of picking up the pace a little bit.
Just a little.
Oh, I
Dang
grabbed
it.
that one. Ah. Okay, so this is getting a little hairier here. Oh man.
Moving it over just a little so it's out of the way there.
So Megan,
no one
so the
grabs
blue
it.
is the most points you can get.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time sometimes picking them up off the slick table. Megan does better at this game than me because her reflexes are faster.
Yeah, just lost that whole deck there. Okay, I need to like build my shelf back now that I like destroyed it there.
Oh, doggone it! That's yours.
Oh, it's launched. Cool, thank you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I don't realize because I'm just too busy like moving.
And if you can remember where some of your cards are at,
It does help.
because there's a 7 I can launch.
Yep.
Blue,
Good job.
although I'm not calling launch.
Launch. I had enough. I was just counting to realize.
Because you can have more of a completed colony before you call launch. However, if you do call launch when you do not have a good launch, you lose 15 points. As it turns out, since Megan does have a good colony and she called launch, she's going to get 5 points
Woo.
to start. So now what we do is the only cards that matter are the cards that we have completed for our colony, and the cards in the middle. The cards in our hand, we're just going to set aside. The cards that we still have in our shelf and our supply pile, those are going to get set aside. We're going to put these cards together.
Yep.
And we are going to separate these out by color. And I actually have the most cards left.
Yes, you do. That's true.
So
I pretty much used all mine.
Yeah. So the things we look at for scoring now, and I'm just going to read this right from the rules, that's probably the easiest. So all we care about are the players' piles of completed modules and the cards left in the middle of the table.
Yes.
All the other ones can be put aside. The player who called launch, which was Megan, receives 5 points, provided they have the required modules.
Which I did.
Which she does.
I had one of the little tools, I had a person, I had 2 of the science, and I had 4 of the little lightning bolts.
Yeah. So we are going to collect the unfinished cards from the middle of the table and basically sort them out. The player who has the most cards in the waste pile, so this is the waste pile, is going to lose 5 points. So Megan's up 5 points, I'm down 5 points.
Yikes.
Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to take our completed modules and we're just going to grab the cards that say launch.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're going to go ahead and add those totals together.
Yep. So I have 23.
Math is hard. Give me a second.
So I had 23. I had -5 because I had the most in the waste. So I'm going to have 18 points.
I had 33.
Okay, so now that we have that score, we're going to take all the rest of the cards in our modules.
What did you have? I'm sorry.
18.
18, okay.
Total.
18 total. Was that with the 5 negative?
That was the negative, yeah.
That was with the 5 negative. Okay, yeah.
So now what I'm going to do is, really, all these launch cards should be mine. Okay? I can look these over, or flip these over, and you'll see these are all orange. So I'm just going to set those aside. So now the rest of the cards that are my module, I'm going to count those out. And this is who contributed to the colony the most. Unfortunately, it looks like Megan's going to have the most in mine. I only had 6, and Megan's got a lot more than 6.
Yes.
So Megan actually
Sabotage.
Well, basically, yeah. The owner has sabotaged that colony. He steals 10 points from that owner.
Woo!
So 10 points comes off of my score
To go to me.
and goes to you.
So that takes me to 48. That brings
takes me
you down
down
to
to
8. Yikes.
It says, however, if you contributed no cards to your colony, you are not sabotaged. You are a logical mastermind. Your colony score is doubled for that round. And it even tells you this is tricky to pull off.
It is, yeah.
So we're going to play until you get to 150 points. That's the target.
Yes.
So
I'm already almost a third of the way there.
yeah. So
But that can all change come next round. So
what we're going to do is we're going to give the cards back to
Yes.
the owner,
oops, sorry.
and we will shuffle up and get ready for the next round.
Okay.
Okay, so we have shuffled up. We've got our supply deck ready. We have our shelves, and all it does is take some player to say go, and then everybody starts. Okay, so that's how we're going to play it, huh?
Just a little. Dang it. Gets very messy very quickly.
Megan goes into hyperdrive here.
That's why I always get at this game.
And I realize that some of these cards may not be showing up on camera. Oh. my supplies are empty
I'm
already.
gonna take care of that
Let's
then.
see. So when there's a tie, the player whose card hits first actually
Hang
gets
on,
it.
let me get this card back. Dang it.
And
Oh wait, that's already in my pile.
whoops. Try to keep our piles a little cleaner. Launch.
Had it at the last second.
Yep. So that actually is going to stay there. I'll let you take your 7 back with your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put those cards aside. We're going to take all these cards in the middle. This is why you want to complete yours. So I'm going to get 5 points because I called launch.
I hurt my hand actually, like smacking it down there.
Actually, I had 9, you had 4, so I'm a wash. So the 5 points I get from launch, I lose from being in the waste.
Yikes. So I had 30 points from that round.
I had 37.
Okay. So you're at 45 and I'm at 78.
You did not sabotage me, so my points will stick.
Okay. No, it doesn't look like you sabotaged me either. Nope, you're good.
Okay, so that is the end of the
Second
second round. And we'll shuffle up and get ready for the third. Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Set, go. Hey kid, you're putting those a little far away.
I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to keep them close to me.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping them away from me.
Launch.
Dang it.
Out of count.
Oh, you got the most in the waste, so
Oh, dang it.
so that nullifies your launch,
Yeah.
basically. Your launch bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing good here. I got 19. You did not sabotage me, so my points will stand.
You didn't either with me. I had 34 that round. I'm at 112, you're at 64.
Okay, so this could be the final round, so we'll shuffle up again. Okay, ready for the next round.
You ready?
I'm ready, Freddie.
Go.
And just like that, Megan is off.
We need some cards out here. Launch.
Seriously?
Crap! No! Ah! I'm gonna lose points! Isn't it too soon? I need another green.
Yeah, so this is going to be a quick scoring round here.
I thought I had it.
Actually, let me consult the rules because we haven't actually had this happen.
No! I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I take it back. Redo. Cut it out.
If a player calls launch and they don't have a complete colony, they lose 15 colony points.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh. I thought I had it. I got too excited. It's too excitable.
All right, so
So I lose 15.
you're going to lose 15.
Yikes.
And I'm just going to put all these cards aside. So this is going to be a
So that put me to
Pretty
97.
slow or pretty low
So we still
round.
count, yeah. Those are aside.
So those are,
Yeah.
those are yours. So
Yes.
you've got 5, I've got 3. So you're going to lose another 5
What?
because you got more in the waist.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just not doing good now. I jinxed myself. I lose another 5.
Yeah.
I'm at 92.
And I'm going to get my launch is 9 plus 8 is 17 points for me, please.
Okay. I don't think I did.
No, you did not sabotage me.
Cool.
So my points will stand.
I had 3 of your cards. That was it. So the score is 81 to 128.
So I'm hanging on by a thread.
I
All
don't
right.
want to jinx myself.
So let's shuffle up again. Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
What?
Dang it. Oh, yeah, do that. Slick table. Dead girl on the table.
Off the table. He doesn't want her on the table. If anyone knows what that quote's from, I'll be impressed. Because that's like an older movie that I feel like not many people watch anymore.
Hey, start bringing that pile a little closer over here.
Sorry. Help me.
Doggone it. I needed that.
I have a whole yellow here, but I can't get him out.
I needed that
I
one.
was watching you.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
I have a set of yellows right here, and I can't get them out, and it's so annoying.
Well, you've got room in your shelf.
Oh, can I put them in my shelf?
Yeah, you can put them in your
Oh,
shelf.
well then, there.
Why is it? This is your shelf here, right?
Oh, no, that it didn't get carried over.
Are you sure?
I
No.
think. No, okay, maybe that was my shelf.
I got your shelf. This
Okay.
is on the table. You're making a mess, kid.
I've got too many cards.
Launch.
Wow, I had it and I should have called it, but I was still thinking I had to do it.
Uh-oh. So I have the most waste, so that's a wash.
Yeah.
So no bonus there for me.
I should have called it. I don't know what I was thinking. You distracted me, Turd Blossom.
33 for me. You did not sabotage me, so my points will stand.
Well, I just beat you. So I just had 47 there, so. I have 175, you have 114, and I don't even know what the sabotage is, but pretty sure I just kind of won there.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's give Megan the trophy.
Woo!
Okay, you don't have too many trophies this year, I don't think. So
We haven't played a lot this year.
no,
so
we have not. So
I just got back this year. Give me a break.
you did.
Like, come on. I've been busy with college and life.
Well, and this really is a game that's suited to you because you
It
have
is.
much faster reflexes than I do. So really, I mean, it was kind of a foregone conclusion. I think that you were going to win. I think you've won most of the games that we've played with
You
this
told me
anyway.
that the first
so,
thing when you taught me too. You're like, this is going to be a game that you're going to be really good at,
yeah.
and I'm not going to have a chance. And I'm like, yeah, probably.
So now that we've given her the trophy and inflated her ego, let's get to what we think. Okay, Megan, since you won, and this, like I said, this was a game more suited to your talents, I'm going to let you go first.
I like this game. I think it's really fun. We used to play a similar type of card game beforehand, so it was kind of fun to get that type of game back onto the table in a different way. I kind of like this. I like the theming though. I like the space theme. The Mars thing's really cool.
It just seems like we move so fast, you can't really you're not playing slow enough to appreciate the art.
No, and that's what I was gonna say too. Like, there are some really cool like names and features that they've put in. I know like all the launch cards are they look similar. Like I was like, oh, I'm getting onto something. No.
You know, each of the cards, you know, the different numbers, and the different colors have different art, and I really like the launch cards. I think they do look really cool.
They are cool. And the artwork is cool. They all have different names when you kind of look at the different ones. Like all the people have different names on the red ones. There's different like things on the blue, like argon displacement, particle separation, with the green surface rover, orbital observatory, science lab. Like they're kind of cool when you look at the theming of it. But like you said, you're too busy playing your cards. You don't get to really focus on that until you kind of sit down and like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The artwork is kind of minimal. But I mean, I think it's sharp though.
I think
it's
works.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want a lot to distract you when you're trying to play this type of game, and you're more focused on the numbers than the artwork on it. But I think it's really cool. We slapped hands a couple times. That does happen. Your cards are gonna get a little beat up with wear and tear, but I think that's a sign that you're playing the game a lot.
Yeah,
and you must like it.
There was a card that we've been a while back, but it didn't mark it, so I don't remember what card it was. But the game does come with 4 decks, so four people can play with the different colors. I like the scoring is a little wonky.
It
but
is.
it works, I think, because
It's good for pacing.
yeah,
I think because you're so hyped up, like I get into it, like trying to do it, and then you're like, okay, you got to score, you got to take a breather, like regain your composure, and then you kind of go back into it.
yeah,
But yeah, the scoring is just, it takes you a second to kind of look through it, but
it does. But
like
it
a
but
detrimental aspect.
you're going to separate the cards out anyway. So I like the fact that you kind of have the bonus for being the first person to call launch.
Mm-hmm.
You get the negative bonus if you have the most in the waste there, and then you have the ability to sabotage. So if you're playing off of somebody else's cards more than your own,
Mm-hmm.
and if you even have one of your own cards, then you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
Basically, kind of like shoot the moon, so to speak, to use it metaphorically with the
Space
game here. I think the game is okay. It's very light.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take that long to play, even with a 150 point threshold.
That's a
You could
very-
play it with a smaller threshold. You could play with a larger threshold. It depends.
If you do launch immediately and you realize you have everything, you're going to score a minimum of 30 points. If you have extra just because you've been accumulating them, then that's going to obviously boost it. So realistically, you should play maybe within 5 rounds if you're not dealing a lot with the sabotage or kind of you've jinxed yourself like I did and kind of lose a couple points, but it didn't affect me too much because I was already in the lead a bit more.
Yeah, and you can do the little push your luck if you know that you're behind and you've got everything
Because
to
it's
call
only,
launch
what,
done.
5 off if you do call launch early? Or no, it's 15.
It's 15.
So I mean,
yeah.
depending how far ahead, if you're just trying to kind of maybe help yourself out, kind of up to your gameplay though.
Now, I have played this with 3 and 4 players with my lunch group at work. They were not big fans of the game, and it had nothing to do really with the
game itself.
With the game itself, it had to do with the pacing. They are not really wild about real-time games, so this really wasn't in their wheelhouse. We played it several times. One guy, he said that for him, he had to stop and think too much looking at the board to find out where he can play his cards. So that kind of stressed him out. Another guy was just kind of, after I read the rules, he actually didn't want to play. He's like, I just don't think this is my kind of game. We coaxed him into it, and after he played, he's just like, yeah, I'm super stressed. So this is not a
Does
game
raise your blood pressure
that you
a
want
bit.
to play when you are stressed. This is a game that you want to play to get yourself amped up.
To like play Escape to get yourself really amped up. 'Cause
Oh,
that
wow.
game, ooh, you gotta have some energy, especially for Zombie City.
So
You gotta be super hyped for that.
So my recommendation on the game is to, one, know your play group, because this is not suited for all play groups. Like I said, my group, they're just not really into the real-time games. People that don't like a lot of frantic stress in their game, because you saw we were slapping cards down.
Yeah.
This isn't a game for them. This
No.
is for people who don't have the issue with stress or
No high
don't
blood
get
pressure.
the stress. No high blood
Like,
pressure.
I feel like I'm at Disney giving warnings. Do not go on this ride if you have high blood pressure, if you're an expectant mother.
Yeah.
Don't play it. You'll just jinx it.
So you really have to know your group. For non-gamers, I think this is really a good game. If they're familiar with
is.
Dutch Blitz, like I said, this is just kind of amps it up a little bit more.
And it's such a simple game already to teach. Like, you taught me in 5 minutes and we were playing, like, immediately. Kind of like how we did with showing you. We played a game, like, a round very slow just to kind of walk through it and do it. And then, as you saw by the end of that round, I was already going a lot quicker because you do get the hang of it really fast. So you're going to move through fairly quickly once you do teach it to a group of people that is suited for this type of game.
Yeah, you can see the rule book. There's not much to it. So you can tell it's a very simple game, and it talks about the gameplay, and it talks about, your shelf and all that. It's a game that is good for the right group. So if you know your group, then you'll know if this is a good game for them or not.
Or, if you, like for us, we like these type of faster paced games. I think I like it more than you probably.
Well, yeah, because you usually win these.
I think it's a good game for us, though, just to occasionally get out on the table and play. So, again, know your game group. But overall, I think it's a really good game.
We probably shouldn't have played this this late at night on a school night because I may have a problem getting to sleep now.
I'm on spring break, though. I don't care. But
no, I won't have a problem.
I do have a question, though. What is the 4:45? Like, is that how long a game is supposed to take you? Is that, like, what is the significance of 4:45?
Well, that is a good question.
Like, it's not in your little story. Is that the launch time? Like, I have questions that are unanswered.
Well, it might be on the page on Board Game Geek, but I don't see that in the rules.
So if anyone does happen to know or has their own little theory, you can drop it down below and let me know what's going on. That'd be nice to know.
Or sure, if you go to the official website,
I'm sure, yeah, you could do that too. I'm just trying to get some engagement.
Yeah. So that'll wrap up Mars 4:45, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.
If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.